I want to tell you about these massive abandoned grain silos over in the Worth Heights area of Fort Worth. You've probably seen them before if you've ever driven down Alice Street. They're those huge concrete towers that just kind of dominate the skyline on that side of town. What's crazy is these things have been there for about 100 years. They were originally built back in the early 1920s, around 1923 to 1926, when Fort Worth was becoming a major hub for agriculture and transportation. At that time, grain was a huge part of the economy. Corn, wheat, barley, all of it was coming through North Texas. And because Fort Worth had all these railroad lines running through it, it became one of the best places to store and ship grain across the country. So these elevators weren't just random buildings, they were part of a much bigger system. Trains would pull up right alongside the facility, and grain would be lifted up into these tall silos using conveyor systems. From there, it would be stored, processed, and shipped out again. Back then, this place would have been busy all the time. Workers, trains, noise, movement. It was a working piece of the city's economy. And honestly, for decades, that's exactly what it was. Through the 1930s and 1940s, especially during World War II, demand for grain storage actually increased. Fort Worth kept growing as a grain distribution center, and these silos stayed important because they were close to both rail lines and highways. But like a lot of industrial places, things started to change. By the 1960s and beyond, transportation started shifting more toward trucks instead of trains. Newer, more modern grain facilities started popping up closer to farms in rural areas. And slowly, places like this one started becoming outdated. Eventually, by around the year 2000, these silos were no longer in use at all. And that's when the story kind of takes a turn. For over 2 decades now, they've just been sitting there, empty. No workers, no trains, just these giant concrete structures slowly breaking down over time. And if you've seen them up close, you already know they don't look safe anymore. The windows are broken, metal is rusting, parts of the structure are deteriorating. Over the years, the site has become known for graffiti, trespassing, and just being an overall dangerous place. In fact, the city has had hundreds of police calls to that location since the mid-2000s, and dozens of complaints from people living nearby. There have even been fires reported there, caused by trash and debris inside the buildings. And one of the most tragic parts of the story is that in 2016, a teenager actually lost her life after falling inside the structure. So at that point, it stopped being just an abandoned place and started being seen as a real safety hazard. Because of all that, the city eventually stepped in. The Fort Worth Building Standards Commission officially declared the property substandard and hazardous. And that basically opened the door for demolition. As of recently, the city has already issued permits to start tearing parts of it down, with plans to remove the rest of the structures as funding allows. So what you're looking at today might not be there much longer. And that's kind of the wild part, because on one hand, yeah, it's dangerous, it's falling apart, and it probably does need to come down. But on the other hand, this place is a piece of Fort Worth history. It represents a time when this city was deeply tied to agriculture, when railroads were everything, and when these massive concrete towers were a symbol of growth and industry. Now they're just sitting there, quiet, empty, covered in graffiti, almost like a reminder of a different era. And that's why a lot of people, especially photographers and drone pilots, are drawn to them. From the air, they still look powerful, still look important, even if they've been forgotten. So if you ever wanted to see them in person or get footage of them, now's probably the time. Because once they're gone for good. Enjoy the rest of the video and hit the like button and subscribe. I would appreciate it.